Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. I ran across a thing in an Okinawa magazine that came out yearly in Okinawa called Welcome Okasan, basically Okasan's wife. It's an August of 1971 issue of that magazine, and that's when we arrived in Okinawa in August of 1971. And there's a thing in here called Customs and Protocol. I'm just going to find that in here. I'm just going to read some excerpts of it. Bear with me. I'm still trying to find that part of the book. I had it a minute ago, and let's see here. Customs, Courtesies, and Protocol. There it is, right here. And I'm probably gonna have to make this two parts because there's a lot to it. It was basically the way our army personnel and their wives are supposed to behave in situations, being in the military, being officers. What's common practice of ways to behave. Who checks first with the adjutant for local procedures, but as a rule you call on your husband's commanding officer and his immediate commanding officer and their wives, old friends of yours and of your family, newcomers as they arrive, people who have called on you. That's basically who you call on. How do you call on them? Your husband in uniform, you in a suit or dress. Gloves and hat are optional for an afternoon call. You step right up and ring the bell. Give cards to a servant if you have any. Introduce yourself. Okinawa, most of the military people had maids. We did too, and I guess employing them didn't cost as much as what it would cost in the United States to do that. But that's what they're talking about as far as servant. Length of stay, 15 to 20 minutes. And interesting, very short call. Leaving, rise, say goodbye, leave your cards on a convenient table or tray, and go. If the people are not at home, slip cards under the door. Not necessary to repeat the call. So if they're not home, you don't have to do the call again. When within 1 week of arrival, between 7:30 to 9 weeknights, 3 to 5 Sundays. A New Year's call on the commanding officer is traditional. On leaving the stations, farewell or PPC, pour prende conge cards. Do not call when lights are out in the living room area. That's interesting. So if the lights are out in the living room, don't knock on the door, I guess. When 2 to 3 days before leaving a post for a new station. How? Write PPC in ink on the lower left-hand corner of the card and proceed as above. A PPC card may be posted on a bulletin board at the club or headquarters, but this does not take the place of a call on the commander and other friends. Calling cards are a necessary part of an Army wife's equipment. They are used not only for social calls, but for invitations and gift enclosures as well. They are preferably engraved, possibly embossed, but never printed. Initials are never used. Ladies' card, Mrs. John Henry Smith, never Mrs. Mary Lou Smith. Officer's card, Captain John Henry Smith, United States Army. John Henry Smith, Captain, United States Army. Joint cards, Captain and Mrs. John Henry Smith. The officers' and ladies' cards are absolutely necessary. Joint cards are useful on many occasions. Fold-over cards and informals are good for invitations, notes, etc., but are never used for calling. For a reasonable time after promotion, it is acceptable to draw the line through the former rank and write the new rank above. I don't remember ever visiting anybody and bringing cards. I don't know if that's still protocol for the military or not. This goes back to 1971, like I said. Ladies only call on ladies and leave one card for each adult lady of the household. Officers call on both ladies and gentlemen and leave a card for each, but never more than 3 of each type of card. Where you put them, if there's a servant, give it to them. If not, lay them on a tray or table as you leave. If you have no cards with you, make the call without comment. If the couple is not at home, leave your cards with the servant or put them under the door. Because of her husband's numerous and diverse assignments, there is insufficient time for a service wife to establish real roots in any community. Therefore, she must become adept at establishing a home-like atmosphere for her husband and children, then adjust herself to the community as she finds it. As time proceeds, she should do her best to improve conditions and help others. Community service is a tradition in the Army. It is what makes life meaningful and helps give us and our children many advantages. Each person should give her time and talents as much as she can. Among the community services at Fort Buckner are Army Community Services, Officers' Wives Clubs, youth activities, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Cubs Scouts, Brownies, Chapel and Sunday School, Red Cross Volunteer Service, Thrift Shop. All the above listed activities directly or indirectly benefit you and your community. They need your active participation. Officers' Wives Clubs offer many activities designed to meet spiritual, learned, and physical needs. The success of these activities is related directly to the degree of participation by you and the member. The newcomer has a freshness of ideas and approach with the old-timer needs to stay adaptable. The old-timer has the experience which she is only too happy to share with the newcomer. Many of us can enjoy the wives' club luncheons and the bridge table and the various activities offered you, the Army wife of today. Courtesies are extended to senior officers and their wives as they are in civilian life to older people and distinguished guests. While there is no rank as such among wives, official courtesies extended to hold them because of the position their husbands hold. Protocol suggests that all official dinner wives are seated in respective seating order of their husband's rank. It is really the easiest way to seat them. The younger woman usually rises when an older woman enters a room, rises when introduced, lets her precede her through a door, officer's seat, etc. However, at a large gathering, it would cause confusion if an entire room of younger women should arise as a body, like school children rising on the teacher's interests. Use your own good sense and taste in evaluating such situations. Be polite and gracious always, but be sure someone gets up to greet the older woman and offer her a seat. The service wife takes her husband's rank and position in stride. She is proud of him, but never noticeably so. She never forgets that it is his position and that the rank belongs to him. A gracious and tactful wife is never rank conscious. Wear your husband's rank proudly in your heart, but never on your shoulder. Likewise, she speaks of him as Bob or Jim, not as a major or the colonel. After all, there are a few others of these ranks in the Army. When you want to be formal, say, my husband. It is usual for the military police at the main gate to salute your car by virtue of the officer's tag. A nod and smile is a gracious gesture in return for this courtesy. An official invitation is to be considered as a command performance and is to be complied with unless the excuse would be acceptable for absence from regular duty. In the Army, neighborliness is of prime importance. A good Army wife should never be especially considerate, a good Army wife should be especially considerate of the newcomer. The first impression of the new situation is a lasting one. Little things such as an early visit, an invitation to share a meal, providing assistance traveling, offering assistance for children will do much toward making the newcomer truly feel at home. And I'm going to go ahead and stop here. I may have to make this parts. This is part one. This may have to be parts 2 and 3 as well. It's taken me 8 minutes just to go through this part of it. I'm going to read more on this next time. And like I said, it came from the magazine Welcome Okasan from Okinawa. And as always, thanks for watching.